Taylor and Amy, today began with opening statements, first from the state attorney general's office, who is trying to prove John Blauvelt guilty for the murder of his estranged wife, Katie Boulder Blauvelt. The state asked the jury to remember a few numbers. Well, Amy and Taylor, this is a DOT project that is likely going to impact a lot of drivers. 2 bridges are being replaced on SC 183 in Pickens County. You can see the sign here behind me is already warning drivers that construction will start on September 16th.
We've even got signs here in Anderson County at the crosswalk that are blowing towards the ground. It is intense out here, but Anderson County has an app. If you see any downed trees and power lines, which we have this morning, you can report those on an Anderson County app. It's ACSC Gov.
Good morning, Diane. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to fly along with special services on a jet to Avery County. I was able to take this GoPro and capture some of the relief efforts for North Carolina towns impacted by the hurricane. Residents in the upstate are donating items that are now being flown to places in western North Carolina that don't have access to these necessities. Springtime is critical to farmers. I would know, of course. As part of our Spring Weather Week, 7 News meteorologist Dan Bickford looks at how the changing weather actually helps sustainable fruit farming.
Hey, Gordon, that's right. Excitement is building here in Greenville as the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament begins tomorrow. We spent the day walking around the city, even riding around the city with Smokin' Joe here with the Greenville Bike Taxi, finding out how hotels, stores, restaurants, and local law enforcement are preparing.
This Memorial Day, first responders and child safety advocates in Spartanburg County are urging families to check their child's car seat.
That follows some concerns about a recent increase in serious accidents involving children.
The Swamp Rabbit Trail currently runs along Industrial Drive. City leaders say they plan to connect the two once the skate park is built. Gordon and Amy, I was bragging that I've been trying to learn some new tricks, but I really haven't learned any tricks except for how to stay on the board and only go this far. For now, live in Greenville, Taylor Farmer, 7 News. Olivia, Greenville saw a lot of flooding with the storm. Unity Park was one of the hardest hit areas. You can see the sign here is pretty large. These letters are about 9 feet tall. For reference, I'm 5'7". Here's how I stand against these letters. After the storm, water levels were almost up over this sign. Greenville officials tell us that the river here by Unity Park peaked at about 16 feet. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. You just heard reaction from President Biden as we follow breaking news overnight. Shots were fired in what's being called an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump during his rally in Pennsylvania yesterday evening. It's been confirmed he was shot in his right ear. Secret Service says the suspected shooter and a person attending the event were killed. 2 others are critically hurt. There's a lot to break down with still many questions on how it happened. We have team coverage this morning, starting with Sabrina Franza.
Hey, Amy, that's right. We're here at Thornblade for the BMW Charity Pro-Am. We had a great day and the weather was awesome. It was a bit hot, but we managed to find some shade and some lunch inside. Hundreds of people were out here today just having a good time as BMW celebrates its 30th anniversary here in the upstate. We spoke to several celebrities and professionals out here playing today. Olivia, I spoke with Duke Energy this morning. They tell me here at Haywood Mall there are crews from more than 22 states and Canada. Duke Energy says they've kind of created a mini community here. Workers have beds, bathrooms, food, and laundry. While there are many crews here at Haywood Mall, they're not just working here in Greenville County. Officials say they're going all over the upstate. What you see here behind me pretty much stretches all the way around the mall. The city of Greenville says each morning more than 2,000 trucks are leaving this parking lot. South Carolina Senator and Republican presidential candidate Tim Scott greeted voters today and answered questions they had about his run for president. But Scott says while he is out campaigning, his main focus right now is the war in Israel. If you're picking up the phone to call someone in the upstate, you will soon have to dial all 10 digits as a new area code of 821 will take effect in 2024. From the old seats of the Polk County Courthouse to the steps that lead you in, you can't miss the building that's the centerpiece of the town's history. Amy and Gordon, in October of 2016, Katie Boulder Blauvelt was reported missing by her family. 2 days later, her body was found in an abandoned home in Simpsonville. Today, the man accused of murdering her appeared in court. Believed by police to have killed his estranged wife by stabbing her to death in South Carolina in 2016. John Blauvelt was not arrested until 6 years later in Oregon. What's one thing that we should know about Katie?
One of the things I had was something about her laugh and her big eyes and her smile, and she just had a true heart. And her name is Katie, but her name is Catherine, and it meant innocent and pure. And that's what she was, and we lost that.
7:42 this morning. We're wondering, do dogs talk? If you have one, you'd probably argue your loving companion speaks to you in a language only you understand. But now a researcher at the University of Texas Arlington is trying to prove it by studying the language of your furry friend.
Locking your doors. It's a simple task, but the Greenville County Sheriff says not enough people are doing it. There have been mixed emotions here at GSP as travelers miss flights, can't find their luggage, and are game planning what to do next. Many people tell me they are frustrated. Others are trying to find the silver lining.
Helene storm death toll across all 6 states affected has now risen to more than 200. But many people remain unaccounted for, and families are desperate for answers.
One homeowner says she wanted her Halloween decorations to be a treat, but now she feels tricked after she says someone stole them right from her front yard. Florida's governor and Republican presidential candidate Ron DeSantis made stops in both Spartanburg and Greenville today, hoping to send a message to voters ahead of the 2024 election.
Time for holiday shopping. Costs are rising, so are interest rates, but Americans still spend big and set records on Black Friday. I might have played a part in that. Astrid Martinez explains how Cyber Monday could also set new records.
A hearing was held in a federal courtroom here in Greenville today over a lawsuit accusing Rockstar cheer coaches of sexual abuse, as well as providing drugs and alcohol to underage athletes. Construction continues here on Interstate 85. We're by the Pelham Road exit 54 on the northbound side of the highway, where the South Carolina Department of Transportation tells us they're asking drivers to pay close attention.
Let's begin with Taylor Farmer.
Hey, Amy and Gordon, that's right. We're here at T.L. Hanna High School where things are moving smoothly. Poll workers inside tell me around 300 people have come out to vote here today. I am following the House of Representatives District 3 race closely tonight.
It's Thursday, so let's eat. We found a Mexican restaurant that's a dream come true for 2 brothers in Honea Path. 7 News' Christine Scarpelli is at Sparky's Taco. The Society of Manufacturing Engineers hosting the event says they'll be back here in the upstate in 2025.
Today, another friend of John and Katie Blauvelt testified. First up was Allie Somerville. Somerville testified that John Blauvelt asked her to take his phone, car, and credit card to Charleston while he killed Boyder Blauvelt. Somerville said that John Blauvelt told her he was born to kill both good and bad people. With the purchase of new cutting-edge technology, the Greenville County Sheriff's Office tells us they're now able to better serve the community.
Now on 7 News, former President Donald Trump is vowing to appeal a jury's decision to convict him on 34 felony counts. What do voters have to say about it? Plus, hundreds of unmarked graves found at an upstate cemetery. Clues to their past are being revealed. Good morning. It's Saturday. The time now is 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us for 7 News. I'm Taylor Farmer.
Gordon, officers say they found the victims after coming to do a welfare check. The Greenville County Coroner's Office has described the deaths as extremely violent. Yards are certainly flooded. To put this in perspective, I have this later on, but I'm 5'7" and the water is almost up to my waist. So it's very deep water. Students here at Clemson University tell us they have mixed emotions as the university has decided to ban the popular social media app TikTok on campus networks.
Businesses around the world are experimenting with artificial intelligence using tools like ChatGPT to increase sales. Ice cream makers in Italy say it's helping them to scoop up new customers. Tina Kraus has the story.
Good evening, Taylor. The Greenville County Sheriff's Office tells us a woman was stabbed to death in her home. Deputies say she was found by her sister who came to check on her. Hey, Amy and Taylor, I talked to people in the crowd who told me they showed up earlier than 6 o'clock this morning. We still have a crowd out here, as you might can see behind me, but thousands of people line the streets in Asheville today to hear from former President Donald Trump.
Attorney General Alan Wilson announced that Title IX is blocked from taking effect right now in South Carolina as a temporary injunction was granted, meaning that locker rooms and bathrooms will remain separate for boys and girls.
I spoke with Mayor Randall today, who tells me this is a terrible loss for the city as they've been working to revitalize the area. While community members tell me they are heartbroken, they found a way to come together during this difficult time.
Making headlines tonight, the first trucks of aid have arrived in Gaza, but workers say it's not enough to relieve the growing humanitarian crisis. CBS News' Tina Kraus has the latest.
Hey, we're here in downtown Greenville at Falls Park, where it's actually been quite dry and sunny today, although the wind has just picked up and the clouds are starting to get a bit darker. But Greenville County is under a flood watch until Thursday afternoon. Heavy rainfall is expected over the next few days, and there are a few things to keep in mind. The Greenville County Sheriff's Office has confirmed to us an officer-involved shooting here on Carver Street behind me. That's off Old Easley Highway. They say it happened just before 3 o'clock today. The Sheriff's Office says their SWAT team was assisting the Department of Homeland Security in an ongoing drug investigation.
Several emergency service teams have partnered up with the South Carolina Helicopter Aquatics Rescue Team as they prepare for real-world emergencies.
Good morning. We're here on Main Street in Pickens, where former President Donald Trump will rally with supporters today. Over 30,000 people are expected to be in attendance from all over the country. Take a look here.